Two of my Discord mods recommended me The Homework Machine, and I looked at this cover, I was like, I don't know. But then I saw this cover, and I remembered, oh my god, I read the crap out of this book. No idea what it's about, I don't remember anything, but let's find out together. Butt lovers, welcome back to another book report. As you all know, I only read to lose brain cells. Sometimes we do nostalgic books like we're doing today, like I did with Frindle and Flat Stanley, and sometimes we cover romance novels, which hasn't taken off yet, but I'm not giving up hope. Balls head first, in love and in dirt.
So much dirt.
He shares with a cow, but not for his heart. We're gonna go through post-it note by post-it note. I'm gonna recap the plot, we're gonna roast along the way, and we have a silly little song at the end. I'm a theater kid that never grew out of it, and honestly, I think it's really fucking good. You'll see, you'll see. Oh yeah, that's the other thing. Even though what I'm covering is a book for children, I'm a woman now. I curse a little.
I actually do cuss a little.
And my videos are geared to young adults to adults, so if you're currently reading The Homework Machine for school, you're probably not old enough to be watching these videos, and I don't want your parent to write me an angry letter. The dedication on this page is pretty adorable. To kids who hate homework, but do it anyway. Aww. But it also ages me and makes me feel decrepit as shit. Back in my day, if we wanted to talk to a classmate, we'd have to pass notes. Now you can just send a text message on your smartphones. I tell you, the smarter these phones get, the less... Page 1. This has to be one of the best introductions I've ever heard. And I'm not paraphrasing here. Having a mile-deep hole in your backyard brings out the weirdness in folks. They're talking about the Grand Canyon. Why did you have to phrase it like that? What kind of weird things are happening in this massive hole, officer? Officer, no, that can't be her name. Fish? Bruh. Okay, I'm hooked. So this story is told through testimonies. It flips perspectives often, so each of these 5th graders' personalities shines through. Yep, you heard that right. These 5th graders are in trouble with the law? Before we hear about why and how, let's hear about who. We got Sam, Kelsey, Judy, and Brenton. Sam and Kelsey are the rebels. You can tell because his hair long and her hair pink. Their teacher, Miss Rasmussen, is way too nice for her own good and also seems like a bit of a hippy-dippy. She's being interrogated by the police and she's gushing about the Grand Canyon. It's so colorful and pretty, and it truly is a Grand Canyon. So yeah, the kids are responsible for the murders. Brenton more or less says he's okay with being the butt of the joke in his grade. And based on what the others said, he just didn't make an effort to fit in.
I don't fit in, and I don't want to fit in.
Because he doesn't watch the latest TV shows or wear the latest brands. You know, conforming in classism. Classic 5th grade. Brenton seeing through all this bullshit makes him the coolest in my book. So we're going through a normal day in the life of this class. We're starting at the beginning of the year. The teacher shared a worksheet titled The 10 Homework Commandments. What a fun idea. The only thing kids love more than homework is religion. This'll make it way more appealing to them. Let's hear the 10 homework commandments. Boom, boom. 10 homework commandments. Number 1, homework is an essential part of learning. Okay? Number 2, not doing your homework because you do not believe in homework is self-defeating behavior. This shit's ass. Page 23 is the first mention of the titular bitchular of the homework machine. Brenton created it and Sam is hearing about it for the first time. So the group of kids that are now sitting together are all slowly finding out about the homework machine, and Kelsey's reaction is really funny. I know she's supposed to be unmotivated, but she's giving real stoner vibes because her train of thought derails so quickly. This is how big her section is.
I am small.
And she goes from, Brenton's a dork, but he's a genius dork. I know he's gonna find the cure for cancer or win the Nobel Peace Prize or something when he grows up. 2, and what's so amazing about it anyhow? They put a man on the moon, right? They grow babies in test tubes, right? So why couldn't somebody invent a homework machine that could do homework? Huh? You were just talking about how impressive he is, and then you completely 180'd. That's not so impressive anyhow. You know what I mean? Cancer schmancer. They put someone on the moon. Or did they? You know what's funny? I wrote that joke before I got to the second book, and the second book really goes deep into conspiracy theories. And Kelsey's actually the only one that doesn't fall for it. I'm getting ahead of myself. Based Brenton, as I like to call him, has stickers about how war is bad. An opinion everyone with more than one brain cell should share, right? We don't like war. We don't want that to happen. But Sam the Patriot, Uncle Sam here, loves that his dad is risking his life for no reason. I know he's only 10, But I hate this bitch. He's a rebel about his hair and homework, but he's out here gunning for war. USA actually stands for usually shitheads. So after all the kids talk about how Brenton's homework machine really worked, there was a sidebar about why Brenton made it. Having the machine do the homework for me allows me to pursue other interests. I want to find out more about psychology, physics, and medicine. He's 10. So naturally, I think this kid should have skipped multiple grades. And the teacher on the next page says the same thing. Sadly, Brenton is not challenged enough at our school. We simply don't have the resources to stimulate his mind properly. He needs to be in a school for special students like himself. He should be taking high school level classes. So why isn't he? I don't understand. You're saying you don't have the resources, but surely you have a high school nearby. So we can get a full picture of the whole school year. There's multiple tangents. This teacher goes on a tangent about how well Brenton did on this catapult assignment. We switch perspectives to see everyone's thoughts on this. And Kelsey says, my catapult sucked. It could barely throw a ping pong ball 10 feet. Everyone cracked up. Where was I? Oh yeah, so we realized the homework machine was for real. This is hilarious because this implies during their private interrogations, the cop interrupted their homework machine discussion for this shit. Alright, we get it. This homework machine is great. Now what about your catapult project? I heard Brenton's was pretty cool. Brenton reveals he got a mysterious email right after he started using the homework machine, but he wrote it off as sketchy and ignored it. Great decision, by the way. Look at the examples of sketchiness he gave. He really spelt it out. Very blunt. Which, to the author's credit, is perfect for this character, but wild in a kid's book. Plot twist, Sam's dad is just as bad as he is. I don't think we're supposed to think that, but I certainly do. This dude's like, you know what I'll do to educate kids about my job at their school? I'll show them my gun. And Judy points out how inappropriate this is, but the douchebag doubles down. And the teacher was like, this is a really healthy and productive debate. Dude, she's 10, she feels unsafe, and she's correct. What is happening? Oh, and guess what? It gets weirder. I can't believe this is a real quote in the book. It occurred to me that I don't like it when people judge me by the color of my skin. I shouldn't judge anyone by the color of their hair. What the fuck? There's a big difference between finding somebody's dyed hair tacky and racism. Such a bad comparison and approach, and yet somehow in the distance I hear Alex Jones screaming.
More like the home woke machine!
Something not as crazy but still pretty weird. Kelsey's section continues, so I dyed my hair. Big whoop, it was a birthday present. Whatever. I thought you wanted to know about the homework machine. This means that once again the interrogator was like, so riddle me this, why is your hair pink? Sam is learning chess because it's a simulation of war, and he loves war. This is a real turning point for him, apparently, and I vividly remember the chess visuals this book gave us. And to this day, it still means nothing to me. I still don't know how to play chess. When the world plays chess, I play checkers. Brenton is the most interesting character by far. So they all nickname the homework machine Belch. But Brenton dismisses the AI technology he created. He blows it away much like a Belch. He says he's not interested in the homework machine. He says what does interest him is a whole bunch of people all start doing the same thing at the same time for no apparent reason. It's psychology, I guess. I found it fascinating that all the boys would suddenly come to school wearing backwards baseball caps, or that all the girls would start wearing ankle bracelets and ponytails. Why? Those things have to start somewhere, right? Somebody somewhere has to be the first one to do something. So that's exactly what he did. He started a fad. The mad lad Frindled. He made a software spread the news about wearing red socks on Thursday for shits and giggles, then observed his classmates like they were his lab rats. Note to self, don't mess with Brenton. The red socks thing was just another sidebar, but just so you know how hard he frindled, quote, when I came home that night and turned on the TV news, there was a report that kids all over America had worn red socks to school. And what's even funnier is at this point, Brenton's still the only one who knows he started it. Sam went on to say, sure, I wore red socks. Everybody did. Except for Brenton. I figured of course not. Brenton's out of it. He probably didn't get the word. Dipshit didn't get the word. He started the word. It was really funny to see how Kelsey, Judy, and Sam all think that Brenton is the coolest kid ever, but they're not admitting it to themselves. In the beginning, they're like, oh, that kid's a nerd. He has no friends. But now they're like, we had a lot of fun. His mom made us great snacks.
He knows how to play chess and I'm too stupid to learn.
There were a few lines that brought me back to the first time I read this. I vaguely remembered the chessboard and not much else. Until I read this. All these years later, I'll never forget what Kelsey was saying about her mother.
If I kept it up like this, she would let me pierce my belly button. Ha! It was great!
Reminder that she is 10. This book gets so weird sometimes. Pink hair is just a gateway drug to body piercings. They are totally the same thing for a 10-year-old to do. Dan Gutman, you have some guts. Man. Brenton made the homework machine so he could focus on more important things, as we said. But of course, Sam is a capitalistic cuck and only thinks about profit. I thought of a great idea. You know how McDonald's and Burger King and all those fast food joints are in just about every town? Well, what if there was a Belch in every town? We could call it McHomework.
What?
If each of those kids paid $1 a day to get their homework done, we would be rich. We would be richer than Bill Gates. It's so painfully American coded. Something I didn't mention is they keep cutting away to this kid, Ronnie. He's not a part of the group, he's not on the cover, and quite frankly, I think he's a waste of an interrogation. At this point, every time he's had a section, it's the same shit. I knew something was up. I knew these four couldn't be friends. They're too different. Oh, and by the way, I skipped a whole section trying to make us empathize with Sam. I'm gonna sound like an asshole, but I just simply don't feel like it. Judy and Kelsey's separate friends had a stick to the status quo moment, and Kelsey was not having it. Heather said she thought it over and she couldn't be friends with me anymore if I was going to hang out with a stuck-up jerk like Judy. So I told her that I didn't want to be friends with anybody who insisted on telling me who I was allowed to hang out with. Not gonna lie, she popped off. I haven't mentioned it. I thought it was implied they've been using the homework machine this entire time. They've been cheating on their homework for months. But, you know what's more important than that? Judy gave a Valentine's Day card to Brenton, and Sam's butthurt because he thought she liked him. I don't know what gave him that idea. But again, why are the investigators entertaining this? So Sam said he thought you liked him. Any comment on that? The teacher is finally catching on at this point. She split up the four of them from sitting together, but they still hung out after school, and their homework was very similar. Brenton loved reprogramming the homework machine. He's like, I have to program the machine to be wrong sometimes? Oh, now this is a challenge. Kelsey, as usual, was unimpressed. I make mistakes all the time, but it's cool when a machine does it. Honestly, everyone in this group is based except Sam. The kid outside the group, Ronnie, just confessed he tried breaking into Brenton's house. And even says, what are you gonna do? Throw me in jail? I didn't cheat on my homework. I'm just full of hot takes today, but breaking news, I think breaking and entering is worse than cheating on homework. What universe are we in right now? Page 110, folks. We got a rogue AI on our hands. When we unplugged the computer to move it to Sam's house, that little red light didn't go out. The GPT in ChatGPT stands for, guys, I'm pretty terrified. Once there was more suspicion on their group, they did the least suspicious thing ever and lug a whole ass computer from Brenton's house to Sam's house. Sam's mom questioned him. Where did you get this computer? Brenton gave it to me. Why? Because he felt like it. I'm calling Brenton's mom to see if this is true. Is this true? Yes. Well, boys will be boys. That is actually how this section ends. All the adults in this situation have failed tremendously. Page 117, okay, shit. They successfully made me feel bad for Sam, okay? Are you happy? Still not gonna talk about it. It's a downer, and I'm just trying to hear what happened with the homework machine. They tried to wipe the homework machine of all of its memory, and the machine was preventing them from doing so. Judy pulled the plug, and the machine was still on. At that point, Brenton suggested they strategize in the other room because the machine might be listening. I would shit myself. AI stands for Athena is scared. So what did they decide to do? They launched the fucking thing into the Grand Canyon with a catapult. The catapult came back around. It actually was relevant to the story. I was so surprised. Pieces of the homework machine were found and they were brought into the sheriff's office. And they all weren't cracking under pressure, but Judy starts crying. Kelsey tried to take all the blame, which led to the other kids trying to take all the blame. Because guess what? They're friends now. And it's really cute. They'll make friendship bracelets in jail because they desecrated a national park. You should have just came clean about cheating, guys. The teacher then bursts in with the corniest shit I've ever heard in my life. I'll just act this scene out. No, I did it. Judy had nothing to do with it. I did it. I'm the one that made the machine. No one else should be. Yeah, so what? I used the catapult. Catapults are cool. No one else, guys, you didn't have to go and make a homework machine because the real homework machine is your brains. Boo! Oh, what the hell? What the fuck? Don't boo me! You're going to jail. They were all off the hook at the end. They just had to clean up their mess. Rushed ending. The best thing to come out of the ending was Sam admitting, Brenton was probably the coolest kid I ever met, and that includes me. Coolness doesn't come from having cool stuff or hanging with cool people. It's not cool to try to be cool. It's cool to not try to be cool. I think that's a great lesson for kids. But again, they're off the hook. Why is this interrogation still going on? We hear that Judy and Brenton are going out, and now Kelsey and Sam are going out. Oh my god! So what happened now? Are you guys going steady? Pink hair girl doesn't have pink hair anymore. What's that about? Just let me know generally what's going on in your life. I'm just interested now. Yeah, that investigator gave me really bad vibes. And you heard that right. Kelsey decided to dye her hair back to brown and took out her belly ring because, character development? And the whole coupling up the kids thing is so stupid. It's like they were just dying to force this. This friend group is 50% boy and 50% girl. If we don't get 2 hetero couples out of this, I'll die. There's only one loose end. What about that creepy email guy? His name is Milner, and at the end of this book, they made it seem like he just noticed they were trendsetters and wanted their help with advertising, I guess? Full-blown creep trying to go through the kids and not the parents. But that plot point was brushed away after a second when they were like, no thanks, bye. Creepy email guy Milner plays a way bigger part in the second book. This second book had such wasted potential. It had a lack of focus. It was very strange. I kind of gave up taking post-it notes halfway through. I'm just gonna try to explain to you once we're out of these post-it notes, okay? Remember how Officer Fish described the Grand Canyon in the first book?
A mile deep hole.
Now she says, it's the only place on the planet that opens up. You know, like a big crack. Attracts the weirdo element, you might say. You're a weirdo! You gotta stop doing that! You know what you're doing! Right away, Return of the Homework Machine hires the stakes. They're like, I didn't think we'd see this group of kids again. And now they're semi-responsible for a murder? They established that right away. Somebody is dead. Also, even more heartbreaking than that, the couples broke up. Shocker. Judy and Sam are feuding over whether women are superior or inferior. Classic 6th grade. I do not miss it. Now I do that shit in TikTok comments. And all the while, Brenton is freaking out because the flashing light of the homework machine was not found when they cleaned up. And that light is essentially its brain. I love that plot point. I was like, ooh, rogue AI. We're gonna get rogue AI. You're not ready for how much this derails. Kelsey became really passionate about the environment, and everyone made fun of her because of that. Even Judy was like, she's being too intense. What? Judy, no. Judy, you're so empathetic and caring in every other way. Why is the well-being of the planet not clicking for you? I feel like they flanderized the shit out of every character except for Kelsey. Every single character, including Brenton, just assumes if Kelsey says something, then it's stupid.
Brenton is supposed to be a genius. He would also be scared about climate change.
Yeah, here we go. Just to reiterate, Brenton also used to care about global issues, but when he heard about Kelsey's fear of the world ending, he decided to use his Frindle powers into creating a fake cult all about the end of times, worshipping the Grand Canyon. Brenton, please return your badge of baseness. You're being a little shit. Creepy email man Milton is back. All the kids were suspicious of him, except, you guessed it, Sam. Personally, I thought Milner was harmless. He just wanted to make money. Nothing wrong with that. It's America, right? We all want to get rich or die trying. If anyone's character was consistent, it was unfortunately Sam's. Oh my god. 2 new pieces of info. 1, creepy email guy Milner is the one that bought the homework machine's chip. 2, Ronnie, the kid out of the group, found it and has it. He has the chip. Pretty convenient that the police already suspected him in the first book. Ronnie easily made the homework machine again. Even the troublemaking kids here are casually geniuses. I know they aren't real, but I still feel flexed on. Like, I feel really stupid. Another weird sidebar, so look out. Another sheriff bit. Let me get my pipe. You have access to AI that can do just about anything? But what did you get for Christmas, though? That's right, Chapter 5 starts with an unnecessary tangent about their winter breaks. Who cares? Someone is dead, right? Why are we talking about this? The flanderization of Brenton continues. He says that Judy has a very black and white view of the world, and I don't mean race. No one would have thought you meant that. So Ronnie immediately recognizes the homework machine's power. This thing can do more than just homework. It can also change the time of every phone in America. Yeah, so you think this tech is going to be a big part of the story, right? The teacher and the kids start spiraling, like they are losing their sanity over treasure hidden in the Grand Canyon. And I thought for sure that this was the machine being way too good at its job and accidentally recruiting the people that made the fake cult into the cult itself. The teacher fell off the deep end fully. He used to seem like he cared about the kids, but now I'd be lying if I didn't admit that I wanted to give it another shot at finding the secret caverns myself. These kids were young and strong, and they would be a lot of help. Ugh. Red flags all around. That teacher from the first book felt like shit over the whole cheating situation. Now she's probably like, okay, maybe I'm not that bad. Oh, so by the way, these secret caverns, the secret treasure, nothing to do with the cult. That is, in this world, a real thing that exists. They stumble into Egyptian tombs in the Grand Canyon. Full conspiracy theory level shit. We keep getting excerpts from creepy email Milner's diary. Wait, why isn't he there to talk in person?
Someone is dead, right?
Oh. Anyway, Milner was searching the canyon with Ronnie, just a fully grown man and a kid. And unlike with the teacher, who I still don't trust, no permission slips were involved. So this Milner guy is a predator. That's where the post-it notes end, so I guess I'm supposed to try and explain this shit. Ronnie and Milner find the treasure first because, again, it exists. They're separate from the cult, even though they're acting absolutely bonkers bananas as well. They find it. Milner is like, woo, we did it! He takes a huge sip of tequila. At this point, Ronnie's like, I am alone with this man, and he could kill me in here. There's already a dead body right there. I'm scared. The teacher and our group of main characters then enters the tomb, cave, Grand Canyon thing and meets up with Ronnie and Milner. Milner is holding a sword at this point that he found here, and he's like, none of you guys are getting the treasure, I'm getting the treasure. And the teacher is like, oh, I sent these kids possibly to their death. I can disarm him. I'm gonna save the day. Teacher does disarm Milner, but then Milner falls into the canyon and dies. And we're supposed to think this is a bad thing? Fuck Milner. The rogue AI and the cult and the people trying to get the chip back from Milner all came together at the end. But then apparently they just watched the chip blow up because they blew up the computer chip. And I guess everyone cheered. Woo! It's over. An extreme lack of focus. If the author just focused on the AI, which is what you were setting up this whole time, that would have been great. I will have you know, I was texting about this, and we are both in our mid-20s, and somehow we could not figure out this book made for 10-year-olds. Lack of focus. Not a good book. But oh, would you look at my invisible watch? It's song time! I really hope you enjoy. If I knew I had to talk to cops, I wouldn't have cheated on homework. My name is Sam and I like war. I don't like homework, I get bored. I met this kid named Brenton, he's a nerd, but he said he'd do my homework and I said word. We're an odd group as you can see. Breakfast Club looking nasty, but bacon for me. I'm not like other girls cause my hair is pink, and everyone in Arizona made a real big stink. I don't understand why everyone wants to be the same. I can make these followers bend to my whim. Weak-minded kids, I will change the world someday. But if I knew I had to talk to cops, I wouldn't have invented the machine, obviously. So we flung that shit in a national park. Didn't want people to see, so we waited till dark. We swear we're good kids, we won't do that again. But can we start a cult? I'm asking for a friend. In all my years of being a cop, I've never seen a canyon look more like a giant hole.